Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the CEO PauseCast. As you may know by now, I'm Kevin Cashman. I'm with Korn Ferry, where we are passionately dedicated to better leaders, better world. Today, I'm going to tell you a love story. Now, when you hear that, you might go, what is this guy doing? It's not Valentine's, what is he saying? Because you may go the romantic. I'm not going there. I'm going right into leadership. And this four-letter love word is almost banned from business because it provokes and evokes so many different things. But in the end, love connects people, binds us to one another, makes us passionate about purpose, and ultimately makes us want to make the world and other people's lives better. So it's a powerful, powerful thing. I had a mentor, Sidney Reesberg, who was an amazing guy. I recruited him. I knew him for about 20 years, but I recruited him into our original business, Leader Source, that joined Korn Ferry, 17 years ago. And Sidney was a business partner and also a mentor of mine. He had a PhD in communications. He ran the Kidney Foundation. He did consulting at the top of all sorts of organizations. He was quite a guy. So I had a lot to learn from him. And one day, Sydney and I got into a real fight, not a physical fight, but a tough intellectual fight that got pretty edgy. He was used to running things, and I was used to running things as an entrepreneur. And he really challenged me, and I really challenged him. And what happened at the end is I was pissed. I was pissed and really wanted to get out of the room and not see him for at least a while. And he came right over to me, gave me a big hug, and said, "You know, Kevin, that I love you. I love you." And I about collapsed into his deeper than the argument center of our relationship. It melted me. It also told me how when people love each other, they can be tough and they can survive because love is maybe even deeper than our leadership at times. If love is there, it can more readily and purposefully change everything in its presence. So it may sound strange to you, but the more, you don't have to tell anybody, but the more that you feel that kind of love and respect across the board with lots of different people, in many ways, the more influence we have, the more positive power we have, and the more that people want to follow us and know that their relationship is not so fragile. So the ability to be caring, which is a more acceptable word than love, but the ability to be, let's say, loving and direct and honest and sometimes even tough actually go together. And Sydney taught me, he happened to be from New York and grew up on the streets there actually in the 30s and 40s. Um, he learned that in the depth of his being. And I'm so grateful to him for that deep lesson. So this week, I hope you think about this. How could you approach a meeting, maybe even a tough meeting, with love and respect and appreciation for the full person, even though you need to deal with a part of the person? Try that on this week and see if you could elevate yourself to be loving and tough at the same time. See you next week for another edition of the CEO PauseCast.